Right, so I want to install the handbrake assemblies at this point. Well, I want to install the hubs, but I need to do the handbrake assemblies at the same time. You have to drill the spot welds out to make that happen, or grind the covers off. Chose to do the spot welds. This bit of a pick so you can see where they are. Didn't take that long, just used a bit of a dodgy spot drill, been ground back many times, and a cold chisel and a hammer. It came off just fine. Alright, now all the arms are in place. It's time to install the hubs and the backing plate and handbrake assembly. Now, I'm keeping the normal ratcheting handbrake assembly for parking on the street because hydro handbrakes can be known to leak down and have the car run away with it. Don't want that. Alright, I thought I'd just mention these spacers that go on the locating stud for the backing plate. Transfers the force of the handbrake through the knuckle. Now, gktech have made these sections out of plate, or indeed the whole knuckle out of sheet metal. It's not as thick as the OEM knuckle, so they provided this spacer that you have to put on. So I've encountered a bit of a problem. It's not that easy to see, but the backing plate, or the whole assembly's fouling when I'm trying to tighten up that mounting stud. There's like a smaller E-Torx bolt there that's supposed to go into a hole in the knuckle, but there's a step on that that's fouling, so I'm going to have to pull that back off and counterbore the hole so it fits a little bit better. Okay, so here's the E-Torx bolt I'm talking about. It's got a little lip at the bottom, a bit of a step on it, like a flat washer. And right here, it's probably not that easy to see, but it's a ring sort of formed around that hole where it's fouled. I'm going to have to try and countersink that so it's going to fit. Right, so you can see I've just put a countersink around the outside. Try fitting it up again, see if that fits okay. Okay, so that's pulling up flush now. It also felt a lot stiffer on the wrench. As I tightened up, it just sort of became tight all of a sudden. So that's a good sign that that's fixed the problem. So I've backed off that nut so this can move a bit. Just checking to make sure that the bolts that are included with the knuckles will go through. They're all good except for this one in the bottom corner here, so I'm going to have to drill or file that to get it to go nicely. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and smash these hubs in. Now, I don't actually have the correct tool to put these bolts in. So what I've got is a 10mm hex spacer, a 10mm socket, and let's hope for the best. And done. Onto the handbrake cables. Right, so I've come to installing the handbrake cables and I've got a bit of a problem. They need to go up through underneath here, sort of out here, but there's not enough space to get them through because I've raised the subframe. So I'm going to have to pull the subframe back out somewhat to get the cables through. Okay, I had enough clearance to get the cable through there, but the problem I've got now is that this mounting bracket is not lining up at all, and I think that's because I've pulled in the track width quite a bit, so I'm going to have to either remove that bracket or move it. I think I might just remove it and then cable tie the cable. It should be fine. So now I've dropped the subframe back down, and of course it's pinching on the cable. Right, so I've changed my mind again. I've pulled the cable back through and I've removed all of the brackets. What I've decided to do is go up through these holes in the reinforcing plates in the subframe. Go through that way. It worked out to be in a better spot, and none of the brackets were lining up for me anyway, but the problem is I have to pull the cable back out and feed it through this way, because unfortunately this bit here won't fit through the hole. Okay, here we are. I've routed it through the holes in the subframe. I made sure that the sleeving that's on the outside of the cable and protects it is where it's rubbing, and I don't think it actually needs anything to mount it. I can't see any reason why it's going to move very far like that, so I'm just going to leave it like that. That'll allow it to move around, and it definitely can't bind up then, so I'm going to put the bracket up there and do the other side. Okay, so this is the gktech handbrake cable adapter plate. I could have made it, but they weren't really charging a lot, so it's just convenient to buy it. You don't want me taking any longer, so it, at a guess, looks like it goes there, and cables go in like so. And because of the shortened track on the back, looks like there's a fair bit of extra cable. It might just be the way it is, being from a different car, but slap it in there.